How's it going, guys? Today we're going to be looking at the DVD lore of the ONRYŌ'S, aka Sadako Yamamura, and go through the story as how to exactly she's ended up in the entity's realm. And I'm going to be doing this in what I hope is a slightly different but interesting way. I'm going to be summarising her lore into 10 seconds, then 1 minute, and then we're going to go through the full extract from Dead by Daylight. And so, before I waffle too much, let's just get started. Firstly, with the 10-second summary. So, long story, extremely short. Mummy likes to swimmy swim. Mummy later went rippy rip. Girl went fally fall. Girl chose to killy kill. Girl got yoinky yoink by the entity. And now, long story, regular amount of short. Sadako was a ONRYŌ'S born in Japan. She struggled to control her powers as a child and would often burst out of control. Unfortunately, Sadako's mother died, and not long after, she was lured to a well where she would be pushed down without an escape. She tried to climb out, but struggled to find the strength every time. Many years passed, and the land became a resort, and a cabin was built above the well. Sadako took the opportunity for revenge, projecting a curse onto a videotape that would kill whoever watched it after 7 days. Her rage eventually caused the cabin to flood, and Sadako would later wake up on an isolated beach. The water was covered in a thick black fog, and as she walked into the oncoming waves, she disappeared. And finally, guys, here is Sadako's full DVD lore. Long story, somewhat long. A powerful and lethal ONRYŌ'S, which translates as vengeful spirit, Sadako Yamamura was the daughter of a famed seer from Aizu, Oshima, Japan. Apologies if I butcher any of these pronunciations, by the way. Her mother left many questions unanswered. In her hometown, sailors disliked the way her mother would spend times on the beach, her eyes fixed on the foaming waves of the sea. Some said, "Frolic in brine, goblins be thine. If you keep playing in the water, the monster will come for you." 9 months later, Sadako was born. As a child, her immense powers seemed impossible to control and fled in anger. This became apparent when she was unable to control her rage during a public demonstration of her mother's powers. When a journalist called her mother a fraud, Sadako's powers surged and the journalist collapsed on the floor, struck dead. Then, everything went wrong. Her mother passed away, and shortly after, Sadako was lured to an old, crumbling well. As she leaned over the rim, a long shadow fell over her. She turned, and a sudden jolt of pain hit her across the head, cracking it open. Her vision dimmed, and her mind swirled into unconsciousness. She felt 2 hands pushing her over the rim. Pain exploded in her skull as she hit the cold ground. A grinding noise came from above, and the well darkened, all light obscured like a midday eclipse. Every inch of her body screamed in pain. Looking up, she saw the only way out. She dug her nails into the muddy ground and slowly crawled toward the cobbled wall. She gripped the stones to climb, but had neither hold nor strength. Each time she clawed up a few inches, her nails slid against the wet wall and she slipped down. Her fingers gushed with blood as the coarse cobblestone tore off her nails and lacerated the flesh underneath. And yet, she tried again and again. Decades would pass, and the meadow had now become a resort, and a log cabin was built above the well. When a visitor rented the cabin, Sadako found an opportunity for revenge. She summoned all her Nensha power, and projected a terrible curse on a videotape that killed its viewer after 7 days. Her wrath was like the tides of a stormy sea, violent and unforgiving. As she plunged into her fury, a dark fog coiled at her feet. The sound of crashing waves echoed through the old stone well. Suddenly, a tidal surge came crashing down on the cabin's walls, wrecking its logs into a torrent of mud and filth. The black current flooded the well underneath and swallowed Sadako at once. When she opened her eyes, she stood on a desolate beach facing a vast, stormy ocean. A thick, black fog caressed the water's surface. Sadako walked into a coming wave and slowly disappeared into the opaque fog. And well, that right there was ONRYŌ'S lore in 10 seconds, 1 minute and 3 or 4. If you guys like this format, I've done another one with the artist that took, I think, 10 seconds, 1 minute, 7 minutes. So if you like this and you want to know about the artist lore, feel free to check that out. Also, feel free to like and comment on this video who you want to see next. Maybe we could do the survivor of this chapter. We haven't done a survivor yet, so that would be cool. But enough waffle. That's all from me for now. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.